Education reform is just one of the many challenges facing her government. Chilean student protests have gathered steam in recent years, and a teacher strike is now in its second month. CCTV's Joel Richards has insight from Santiago.
In Santiago and across Chile, thousands of schools are closed. Teachers have been on strike for more than a month as the country debates the direction of education reform. The government proposal includes performance tests for teachers as well as lower pensions. Palmira Villegas has been a primary school teacher for 30 years. She says the government refuses to negotiate and that teachers are worried about their future.
There has always been inequality here. 5% of Chileans are rich, the rest of us are poor. Teachers fall into poverty when we retire.
According to the Ministry of Education, 30% of teachers are on strike, down from nearly 50% a month ago. But those still protesting say there's a great deal at stake here.
Learning happens in a community, and this reform will end up destroying learning communities in our country.
The government says the law represents a 30% wage increase for new teachers, but the teachers say they'll be forced to work more hours. Chile's recently appointed Education Minister Adriana Del Piano admitted this law has not been explained well and there is mistrust.
In recent weeks, teachers and students alike have held protests like this here in Santiago, bringing the Chilean capital to a standstill. But education reform has been at the top of the political agenda for the past decade.
In May, this was the response following a protest that ended with 2 students dead and another in a coma. Their banner read, "Stop killing us." And up until Friday, the University of Chile had been occupied for 50 days as student organizations demanded improved quality of education and infrastructure.
Some university faculties are first world, others are third world. We have some buildings that are first-rate and modern, but buildings that are falling down.
Georgia Jackson was part of the movement 4 years ago that brought international attention to Chilean students' protests.
We introduced the idea of education as a right, not as a product in the market.
Now a member of Congress, he says education in Chile needs comprehensive changes, but its problems cannot all be resolved immediately.
There are still things left to debate. People are anxious to debate everything at the same time, and that generates a lack of confidence of citizens because of how these different debates are resolved.
Hosting and winning the Copa America deflected some of the nation's attention from this reform. But while those cheers will die down, the debate surrounding education in Chile will remain strong and loud. Joel Richards, CCTV, Santiago.